Good day, learners! Are you ready to learn for the next lesson? So, we are now in Quarter 3 in English 5, Lesson 1. So, our topic for this week is all about the text types, which are the classification, explanation, enumeration, and the time order. To begin another quarter in English 5, today you will know how to distinguish different types of informational or factual text using text structures and language features. As you go on in developing your skill in distinguishing the types of informational text, you will also improve your skills in inferring the meaning of borrowed words and content in specific terms from other learning areas using context clues and reading grade level text with accuracy, appropriate rate, and proper expression. After going through this lesson, you are expected to distinguish text types according to purpose and feature, the classification, explanation, the enumeration, and time order. Before we go on to our main topic, let's try this activity first. You're going to arrange the jumbled letter to form a new word. So I will give you 20 minutes to arrange the jumbled letter to form a new word. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you may now start. Okay, time's up. Let's see your answer if it is correct. Let's try the first one. What is the correct answer? Time order. And the second one is the explanation. The third one is the classification. And the last one is the enumeration. Okay? You got it all correct? Okay, very good. So, texts are written for a variety of purposes, using different forms and standards of composition. These forms of writing are known as text types. So, ano nga ba tinatawag nating text type? The phrase text type is a way of classifying and defining different types of language interaction, both spoken and written. Kapag sinabing text type, ito ay tumutukoy sa uri ng written or spoken text. Maaring ito ay pasulat or pasalita. Maaring matukoy ang text type kung matutukoy ng nagbabasa ng text or paragraph kung ano ang purpose o layunin ng text na binabasa. Okay? Una nating pag-usapan ang classification text types. So before that, here are the examples of different text types. The classification, explanation, enumeration, and the time order. Okay? Una nating pag-usapan ang classification text types. So this text type, is to arrange or sort ideas, things into groups with common characteristics. It uses signal words or phrases of speech, all nouns, all verbs, all adjectives, and others. Ang layunin ng text type na ito ay para mailarawan o matukoy at makapagbigay ng information tungkol sa paksa ng text o talata, halimbawa ng people, animal, things, or phenomena o tinatawag nating pangyayari. Okay? Tingnan natin ang example. Weather is the continuous changing conditions of air around us. These changes can take many forms, including wind, rain, and snow. They influence how people live every day. When it rains or snows, many persons are often forced to stay indoors. Weather also affects one's choice of clothes. One wears light clothes when the weather is hot and thick clothes-fitting clothes when it is cold. Okay, so doon sa classification text types, kinaklasify niya kung anong klaseng weather yung paragraph. Maaring ito ay cold weather or hot weather. So, yun yung classification nun. The next is the explanation text type. So, a factual text type that explains how or why something happened. It begins with the topic, describes items related to the topic and the right order, and explains how these items are related to each other. It may have a conclusion. This type is written in the present tense. So kapag tinawag natin explanation, this is based on the factual, yung katotohanan, yung explanation. So maaaring ito ay makikita natin sa dictionary. So yun yung mga complete meaning niya, di-discuss niya kung ano yung ina-explain kung ano yung ibig sabihin. Okay, we have also the example. The building of gases in the Earth's atmosphere causes the greenhouse effect. With so many gases in the atmosphere, Earth becomes like a greenhouse because the heat from the surface cannot easily escape into the outer space. Because of the gases that block the heat from escaping through the outer space, there is global warming. Thus, the temperature of the Earth rises. The Earth's surface is constantly changing through slow processes that we don't usually see. One is erosion. This has worn away rocks and mountains over millions of years, caused by air, water, and wind. Another change is caused by earthquakes that originate deep inside the planet, more sudden and violent than erosion. An earthquake results when strains between Earth's plates produce shock waves. Okay, so this explains a fact. Okay, so totoong nangyari. So when we say explanation text type, so you have the introduction, the explanation, and of course the conclusion. The third type is the enumeration text type. An enumeration paragraph or text lists the kinds, characters, classes, types, pathways, and group of thing or subject. So we will use the transition or the signal words to show enumeration are the following. In many ways, such as first or one, second or next, and so on. The example is the different layers of Earth. The Earth is composed of different layers. The first layer is the crust. It is very thin in comparison to the other three layers. The crust is only about 3 to 5 miles thick under the oceans and about 25 miles thick under the continents. The next is the mantle, which is located directly under Sima. It is 1,800 miles thick and the largest layer of the Earth. It is composed of very hot, dense rock. The outer core is like a ball of very hot metals. It is located about 1,800 miles beneath the crust and it's about 1,400 miles thick. It is composed of melted metals, nickel, and iron. Finally, the inner core has temperatures and pressures so great that the metals are squeezed together and are not able to move about like a liquid, but are sometimes in a place as a solid. The last type is the time order text type, a process or how the text gives explanations or directions. Each sentence tells the next step in carrying out a process or in getting from one place to another. Transitional words that may be used to show other order of steps include first, second, then, after, during, meanwhile, and etc. Okay, this is the example on how to take a time order text type. How to cook puto cheese. Okay, puto cheese is one of the delicious kakanin in the Philippines. In cooking puto cheese, you will need 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, 4 tablespoons of baking powder, 4 sachets of 30 grams powdered milk, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of water, 4 pieces of eggs, 1/2 cup butter, 1 tablespoon vanilla extract, and cheese. First, mix all dry ingredients and add the liquid ingredients. Then, slice the cheese into rectangular shapes. Next, boil water in a steamer. Meanwhile, put the mixed ingredients in a puto molder, then add cheese on top. When the water boils, put the molder on the steamer and let it cook for 10 minutes. Afterwards, get the cooked puto on the steamer and let it cool. Lastly, remove the puto from the molder and put it on a serving plate. Okay, when using the time order text types, these are the signal words you're going to use: the first, next, meanwhile, afterwards, and lastly. Okay, let's see if you really understand our lesson for this week. Okay, try to answer this activity. Read and analyze the text below, then distinguish the correct type of text. So, isusulat nyo lang kung anong klaseng text type ang tinutukoy ng paragraph na nandyan. Okay? Pause the video para mabasa at masagutan ng maayos ang ating activity. Okay? This is the number 1 paragraph. And this is number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, let's check if your answers are correct. For the paragraph number 1, the answer is classification. The second one is time order. And the third one is enumeration. And the last one is explanation. Okay, hanggang dito na lamang ang ating aralin. Kita-kita po tayo ulit sa susunod na lesson. Maraming salamat sa inyong panunood at pakikinig. Bye-bye!